believe it is such a beautiful gift to live in the country and to get to work with my hands and to share daily living with my family and the ones that I love, to bring us together for family meals, to get outside and do work together, and to build confidence in not only me and my husband, but also in the lives of my children. And living this lifestyle in farming and homesteading, it really has brought us closer together and has really brought a sense of harmony into our lives. And so today I just want to share some of those key elements that I truly feel like are such a blessing for our family, and how that you can cultivate that into your own lifestyle. First of all, I just want to say that no family and no situation is ever completely perfect. And one of the things that I have found to be a struggle for us living in this generation is just the thief of comparison, and how that we can get on social media and get on the internet and we can just be bombarded with all of this information. It can make us feel like that we're not doing enough or that we aren't enough. But I think that one of the key elements for me that really helped me pull away from kind of the unrealistic world, because when you get on social media and everything like that, it's not reality. It's just what people are putting out there. And so one of the key elements for me was really to pull away from the social media world and to focus on cultivating the things in my own life that were real and tangible, and being present in those moments. That has been a real struggle for me, to just be present in the moment, even with my children and my husband. I think that can be a struggle for all of us, and it can cause us to feel unrest. And so just pulling away from kind of the unrealistic expectations of what all of that brings with it whenever you're comparing what your life or what you're doing to someone else, and really just start focusing on your own strengths, your own interests and hobbies that you enjoy doing. And then you can find that harmony within yourself. And when you do, you start to really feel that peace, and then you're able to kind of give that to your family and give that love and peace and harmony to your family. And I think that is one of the important elements that we definitely can't forget about, especially in our generation today. Along with stopping with the thief of comparison and really trying to focus on my own strengths and harmony and peace within my own family unit and what we were doing, another lesson that I needed to learn was that of time management within my home and within my responsibilities outside and all of those things. Because I think that sometimes whenever we're home or we're homemakers and we have all of this time, we can be pulled in many different directions. And that's okay at first, whenever you're figuring out what exactly it is that you enjoy doing with your time, other than the responsibilities that you absolutely have to get done. We do like to cultivate time where we can be creative and we have flexibility in our schedule, and we want to enjoy life. That's the whole point. So one of those key elements for me was just taking control of my time and feeling like I was being really responsible with how I was using my time and what I was doing with it. And obviously this has also been a struggle for me, and I'm not perfect at it at all, but it is one area where I felt like once I was managing my time wisely, I began to feel a sense of harmony, because I felt that I was getting things done that I needed to get done. And then I also had time to do things that I actually really enjoyed. And we also had time to pull away and kind of do things that were fun with the kids. And so there are times whenever I have tasks that need done, and there's dishes in the sink, and dinner's not done, and we will, I'll draw a hot bath and soak in that for a while, and we'll order pizza for dinner and things like that. So we're a normal family in that sense, but finding harmony is just, that's part of it, is just being wise with our time and using our time effectively and efficiently to get the things done that are important to us and bring value to our family and to our lives. Another area that I've really tried to focus on the last several years, because I have been a homemaker for 8 years, and so for me, this is not a new lifestyle. I came home whenever my oldest son was 3 months old, and I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since. And so I am in a little bit of a different season. I have older kids now, and they go to school and things like that, which I know that's not the life that everyone lives. Some people homeschool, some people do Christian or private school, some people do public school, and so it's all different, and I understand that. But for me, the season I'm living in right now is different than the season I was living in 3 or 4 years ago. My time management is different now than it was then. And I've learned that there are different seasons in life, and you have to give yourself grace in those seasons, because some seasons are just way busier than others. You're way more hands-on with certain aspects and things in your life. And so you just have to really try to be flexible and give yourself grace. But I have learned that there are rhythms of the seasons. So I really like to try to connect with nature as much as I can. And that plays a role in my homemaking. And so there are times whenever, like in the spring and the summer, and it's really beautiful outside, and I want to be outside and enjoy nature. I'm more active. I'm outdoorsy. I like to get in the garden and spend time doing outside chores. And so I don't spend as much time in the home cleaning, decluttering, kind of going through everything, stuff like that. I save all of that for whenever it's colder outside. I'm spending more time indoors, and we're indoors more, and we need more of a decluttered and put together space, because honestly in the spring and summertime it's a mess most of the time. And so I really have tried to focus and give myself a little bit of grace, like I said, with the seasons, because as the seasons change, my homemaking changes, and I really try to connect with whatever season that we're living in and enjoy that season. So if it's really beautiful outside, I want to be out there in my garden with my flowers and vegetables and spending time with the kids doing outdoor activities. And then in the winter, I enjoy being inside by a cozy fire, reading a book, and doing more decluttering and deep cleaning things within the home. So that really helps me find harmony as a homemaker by just enjoying the season that I'm currently in. So growing a garden and having our own fruit trees and bushes, and growing our own, like raising our own meat chickens and kind of cultivating our farmland and things like that, that is something that me and Dave actually enjoy doing. And so for us, it's very a harmonious experience, because we actually love working with our hands and involving our family in the whole process in the day-to-day of taking care of the animals and taking care of the garden and getting in the kitchen and cooking. All of those things are things that we enjoy doing as a family. And so for us, it is harmonious. It's not always easy, and it's not always smooth sailing, but for us, the balance between our day-to-day responsibilities and then getting outside and doing things with our hands, I feel like we have a good balance of that. There's times whenever our workload's a little heavy outside and things like that, but for the most part, doing all of those things as a family, that is very harmonious for us, and we enjoy doing that. And so we just appreciate and look at it as a blessing, and we don't look at it as much of a chore, because we're getting to do things with our hands, and we're getting to build relationships with our children and bond as a family. And so for us, it's more of a bonding experience than it is work. I've already mentioned being able to work with our hands, and I think that Dave and I both have really, really enjoyed just getting to do things with our hands and staying busy outside and inside, and to really foster all of our different interests and hobbies. And I think that's something that is really beautiful, because we've been able to kind of bring the kids alongside us, and they've taken interest in these things as well. They've taken interest in the flower garden, in the vegetable garden, in the beehives, in the chickens, and the laying hens, and the pigs. And so they're getting to kind of see this stuff firsthand, and I think that's a really great experience for them as well. But for me and Dave both, we really do find harmony by doing things with our hands and just taking different interests in different things. But I think it's so amazing to see how God's creation, it works. It it's just so beautiful to see a flower bloom from a seed, a vegetable grow in the garden. And Dave just started doing bees a few years ago, and so he really read and researched about growing or raising his own beehives. And so the year before last, he started, but his bees died out. And this year, he was actually able to catch a few swarms of bees. And it is so amazing. This was the first time that I was actually able to get up close and personal in the beehive with him and suit up and kind of get this on video, which was so amazing because the bees were very calm whenever he was inspecting the hive. And this year we actually are getting some honey. So I don't know that we'll be able to harvest the honey. We may have to just leave it, but it's a good sign that the bees are healthy and they're strong and they're thriving. And so I really hope that Dave can find success in raising bees, because we would love to have our own homegrown, home-raised honey that we could share with other people and that we could have for our family. And so that's really another element about finding harmony on the homestead, is learning all of these different skills that have kind of gotten lost in the past. And so the skills of raising your own meat, the skills of growing your own food and preserving it and cooking from scratch and raising your own bees, these are all kind of vintage things that people used to do, and they kind of have gotten lost over the years. And so I think it's so amazing that our generation, there's a, we do have access to the internet and we do have access to information to where people can learn from each other. And that is a beautiful gift, really, because if you're interested in these things, then you're able to kind of go find that information and start trying. And so Dave really did that a few years ago. And so he watched a lot of videos and got a lot of information. And so it's just really, really neat to see this. And it's so beautiful to watch the bees. I think that they're one of the most harmonious creatures that you can just sit and watch, even just standing outside of the beehive and watching them fly in and out is so neat. But actually getting in and getting this up close and personal and watching them and seeing the larva and all of the things, the capped, just, it's all really, really, really cool. And so Dave was excited that I was able to suit up and he was able to show me these. And so I'm so happy that we also get to share that with you all today. So those are just some of the things that we find help bring us harmony on our homestead, and I hope that they have really come through for you all, and that you all can take some of these elements and put them into your own life and into your own family, and that you can find harmony in your own interests and hobbies. And if you're interested in natural homemaking and family farming, raising your own garden, flowers, and bees, that's what we do here at the Bluegrass family. We're so happy to be able to share that with you all, and so thankful that you all are enjoying the videos and following along with us. So we hope that you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.